Hi everyone, this is Intuitive Edge. Welcome again to my channel. So this is where I take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world, and it's time to take a look at our year ahead for 2023. Now what I'm going to do in this reading is I'm going to read the energies that will be present for each of the 12 months as we go into this year, and then I have quarterly cards also, which are going to tie in kind of the general spring, summer, fall, winter energies that are coming in as well. So we'll be tying that all together. And then I have a card at the end that is the overall, or what's the theme for the year. So I've shuffled up, and let's get started, and I'll tell you what's coming up. And then if we have time at the end of this, I'll see if I can look into some specific messages or things that we might be seeing specifically, maybe headlines in the news or something coming up for the year. But let's see what the energies are unfolding for this year. Okay, so for January, I have the Seven of Cups. We have another 7 for February. We have the Chariot. And then we have a Knight of Cups for March. Okay, January, February, March. Now, interesting, we have those energies present for the quarter. This is the quarter card. Now, this is a really positive, strong card of fulfillment, happiness, success. So, that's really interesting. Now, when I should have mentioned this, let me back up. When I was shuffling up the cards and doing my prayers, this is for the energies for the world, for the United States, kind of more of along the lines of what's happening in regions and all of this. So we have this card of confusion for January. January could see a lot of turmoil, tumult. I'm getting a little chaotic energy with this card. There could be some people that are looking for answers. And I feel like there's some obfuscation. Now, what's interesting about this is the overall card, and I'll just skip to that because this was the last card that I'd pulled out. This is the Justice card, and this is coming on for the entire year. Now, this is really fascinating, having the Justice card for the year. That's going to be the theme. So whether we see issues revolving around courts, the justice system, fairness, trials, anything like that is going to be big, playing out underneath throughout this year. That's going to be a theme that we'll be seeing. But for the first quarter of 2023, this 10 of Cups on those 3 months there's some very positive things, even though we've got a little bit of this confusion or chaos, and then a lot of movement with this Chariot card coming right after that, and then a messenger coming in about it. So there could be some things that happen very quickly, very fast, and it could catch some people off guard, perhaps. Now, again, these are for each of the months, but I'm reading them kind of together as well. So this is for February, but that confusion it could be that the confusion in January is causing something to happen, or it's like unleashing something in February. And it's going to be very positive, whatever this is. This positive card of completion, happiness, that is huge. And then the messenger on March. I think by March we will have an understanding of what that's about. It's going to become very clear. March, this Knight of Cups can also be about making an offer. But there's going to be a lot of movement in February. And there could be things that are swift. Okay? Swift justice, again with that Justice card underneath is a theme. It could be something like that. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but I think by March we will all know what that is. Okay, let's move into the next quarter. April, May, and June. April has the Five of Swords. This is a card of a battlefield, a battle, but it's also kind of taking the spoils of war, maybe a battle wrapping up or being finished, and it's facing into the past. I think that there's some type of battle that has been waged, and again, I don't know if this is an actual war or if it just is a battle of wills or peoples, political ideologies, anything like that. But this is facing back into the last quarter. And this is like it's over. So there will be some pieces of whatever happens January, February, March, there's pieces of it that'll be wrapped up in April. It's also a card of moving on from conflict. May, we have the Four of Cups. This is a card of kind of being withdrawn, refusal, recusal, not wanting to engage. And it's interesting. It could be kind of like that feeling of being battle weary as well. Now, another four we have coming right after that. And this is on June. So that's a really nice card. It's home, family, being more focused on the here and now with family, friends. And it is a card of celebration and happiness. So very interesting energies with that. That five that has to do with battles and winning wars and completion, and then refusal, and then feeling like that happy energy again. Now the quarterly card for this is the Inner Wisdom card, the High Priestess. So there's going to be some lessons around listening to the inner wisdom, listening to guidance, being open, and being willing to hear the truth. As I look at these cards, I'm focused in with that High Priestess being next to that conflict card, and then the kind of the taking a step back and regrouping card. And it's feeling as though the energy I feel with this is that there's some type of alternative. And I do feel like a conflict is coming to an end. And she is seeing things from a different perspective. So, I don't know if this could be the war in Ukraine, if it's going to be over by then. Hopefully it will be. But this is like we're seeing something from a different perspective, and it's a wise perspective. And she's really bringing in an energy of doing things differently. Let's see. July, August, and September. Now, July, we have the Magician card. This is a card of strength, of wits. With that Magician card, I was picking up on something with the military. There could be some news in that regard in July. I'm getting the image of like a general, like a United States 4-star general. There's something about the military, either decision or access or implementation. But I'm seeing like a military general. So we'll have to see what that is for July coming up. All right. August, I have the Three of Pentacles, a card of strategizing and planning. And you know what's right next to that card that was making me feel like the military? So maybe there's something the United States military is planning or strategizing. That's interesting because the September card is the card of retreat, taking a step back, rethinking your options. And the card that is for the quarter is the card of not seeing things clearly, being in denial, not wanting to see the truth. Now that's very interesting if we're talking about the military here. Is there something that the military is doing that maybe they don't, either they don't see the full picture or they're not being completely forthcoming with what's really happening around this issue? I don't feel good about this. I'm feeling like there's barriers to what the real truth is. Okay. If the military comes out and says, "Yay, we're going to go in and launch this objective and we're going to go into such and such," I'm just speaking off the cuff here. I would be very suspect of it because it doesn't feel like it's on it. It's like it's honest. It's not. I would say it's dishonest with that Two of Swords. It's either dishonest or there's something that they're not seeing clearly. They're either being willfully dishonest or there's something that they're not seeing. And either way, it's a failure to launch. Okay. Failure to launch. Wow. Okay. All right. Moving on. October, we have the King of Cups. Interesting energy coming in. That feels like a different energy. Like October is like a shift or a difference. And we're moving out of that, whatever that was from the July, August, September. It feels very, very different. It actually feels kind of nice. We have a partnership card coming in right after that. This is November. This is now this is for 2023. But I was thinking a King of Cups with this partnership could be like an election, but we're not in an election year. But anyway, a partnership regarding a king coming in. And then December, I've got this kind of a card of risk or having to be careful or caution. Or just having to, it could also indicate weather. If you look at this card, these people are out in the snow, so it could be a challenging month for weather. The quarterly card is the Hermit. It's looking within. It's being honest with oneself. Introspection, self-reflection. This king coming in feels really good, though. This king energy, and it could be a literal person or just this energy I'm feeling of a shift or a change. Again, I just want to reiterate that underneath this year, this is the energy that's going to permeate throughout the year is justice. Having justice, seeking justice, courts, anything to do with the legal system will be a theme. I think that's what we're going to have. I'm going to stop this video here and then I want to tune in and see if I get anything specific coming up for 2023. All right, that's what I have for the energies. All right, tune in. We'll be right back. Okay, so let's look at the cards for the political. What's going to be happening behind the scenes? What's going to be out in front? Now, this I think all has to do with the political. Okay. And then what's fading away? What energies are on the horizon coming up? And what is the wisdom for us to gain this year, 2023? And then what is the lesson that we're going to be learning this year? So I'm going to ask for the right and perfect cards to fall in the right and perfect order according to the highest and best. On the political, we have the High Priestess card. I'm using my Gilded Tarot Royale deck. The High Priestess. Wisdom, inner wisdom, knowledge, intuition. Behind the scenes of the High Priestess is this card. Now this card came up in the other deck that I used. This is that Two of Swords when I was getting with the military, but behind the scenes we have this card And it's a card of being in denial, not seeing something clearly, not wanting to see something clearly. It can be willful. It can be just, that's the energy around you. And this is on the political of what's behind the scenes. So this could be a distraction. There's an energy of distraction. And this, next to this card, this high priestess of inner wisdom, there's something to distract from the truth in the political realm. Out in front, we have this Four of Swords. Interesting, because this card came up in the other deck as well. But this is a card of taking a break, moving back, taking a step back, rethinking something. That's very interesting on the political. What's fading away is a very nice card, the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a happy card, a friendship. And that's interesting that that's fading away. And that's coming right after this Four of Swords of having to take a step back. I wonder what that has to do with. On the horizon, we have the Nine of Wands. It's kind of a card of waiting. It's a card of being on the defensive. The wisdom to gain is the card of Five of Cups, a card of loss, emotional upset. The lesson to learn this year is the Magician. Oh my goodness. Interesting that so many of these cards were the same number of the cards in the last spread. That's interesting to me. We have this Magician coming out. This is our lesson. And perhaps this ties in with the military that I was getting in the last spread. That perhaps there's some lessons to learn regarding military exercises, I want to say military blunders, but moving forward militarily when maybe there are other better means of dealing with issues that the High Priestess brings. She brings a different way of looking at something and going within and finding answers on an intuitive level. And that for some reason that's being blocked. And it's going to cause a setback or a step back politically, possibly even militarily. I don't like saying that, but that's just what I'm seeing. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with that. Let's see, the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. That's what I had. I had seven. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. This is a card of knowledge, learning, wanting to get information or learn something. It's eagerness to learn. And that might be a theme too for this coming year. And I wonder how much of a stomach there will be for the doublespeak and the deception that comes up with this card. I don't know that there's going to be a lot of tolerance for it, because it seems like there's a building energy of wanting to be truthful and honest. And that could be a big learning curve this year. I'm wondering if there could be something with the military coming in that's going to be challenging the truth, because oftentimes there are false narratives that go out ahead of a military incursion or exercise, and the people don't really know the real reason that happens. We should just know that that's standard operating procedure, okay? I don't know of any military intervention that is completely 100% honest with the people, with what they're doing. And I think a lot of it is obviously the military. They have to be secretive about certain things because you can't let the other side know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, what's the point? It's kind of pointless. But at the same time, that doesn't breed a lot of confidence from the people who are being told one thing and something else is going on. And that's what I'm thinking is possibly going to be the case. One thing is happening and people are being told something else, and this is the lesson to learn, is to trust yourself. The magician is all about being able to take what you have, your talents, your skills, everything at your disposal, and make something out of it. That's the essence of this card. It just happens to be from that other spread tied in with military and maybe some type of lesson tying in with that. Maybe not giving up all of our power to military might, because I keep coming back to this. There's other better ways of solving things, and not everything is being looked at. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So that will be interesting. Again, today's December 23rd, 2022. So we'll see how this plays out in the next 12 months. But that's what I get for this year ahead. I appreciate you listening to my video. I appreciate you being here. Please hit subscribe. I am shadow banned, believe it or not, just little old me. I've been on YouTube for like 6 years now. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It will help me out, help out with the algorithms. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention, and we will see you next time. So take care, everyone. Bye for now.